Right now, shots fired on Madison's east side. We know law enforcement was involved, but who shot whom? Was anyone hit? We'll explain the unanswered questions.
Also, it's a decision Dane County health leaders will ultimately make, but state leaders are offering some advice on mask mandates.
And the president promises to crack down on illegal guns as police shootings have rocked communities in Wisconsin and beyond. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
You may have noticed a heavy police presence in East Madison on your way to work this morning. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is now investigating the incident as an officer-involved shooting. Investigators say state DCI agents were working with local police to make an arrest around 8:20 this morning near East Park Boulevard and American Parkway. During the attempted arrest, shots were fired and a suspect was injured. The release did not say who fired the shots, nor if the suspect was injured by a bullet or in some other way. The suspect suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to an area hospital. No law enforcement officers were hurt in the incident. It's unclear why the suspect was being arrested and what led the officer to fire the weapon. MPD confirmed that none of their officers fired any shots. News 3 Now has reached out to the Sheriff's Office, which is conducting the investigation, for clarity, but we have not heard back this afternoon. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is asking anyone who may have witnessed the incident to call the Dane County tip line, 608-284-6900. You can find more information on this story on channel3000.com.
A bomb threat forced the Monona Charter School One City Schools to cancel classes today. A parent reported seeing a threat on a social media platform and notified school officials. Monona police determined the person who posted the threat and took that individual into protective custody. Police say they are treating it as a mental health situation.
The person who allegedly created that post or that message is known by staff here at One City Schools. We've determined that the person in question has, we suspect, some mental health issues.
Police say they are connecting that individual with mental health professionals. The school is expected to reopen tomorrow morning. As COVID cases slowly decline in Wisconsin, people in Dane County may well wonder when it's our turn to ditch the masks.
The state has a recommendation for that, and our Naomi Coles is here to explain. Naomi?
So long as we're sitting at thousands of new cases a day in Wisconsin, the state will continue to recommend protections like masks or social distancing. But in a press conference today, the state's top doctor says as that further declines into, say, 400 or 500 new cases statewide a day, it becomes less urgent to mask up.
When the virus is transmitting at high levels, it's going to be in our collective interest and people's individual interest to wear a mask when you're out. And then when transmission levels get low, like they were, as we were starting to see in the early and midsummer last year, it becomes less urgent to do that. And
he hopes that this is the year we see the virus hit more endemic than pandemic levels, so more like the flu, where it's an ongoing but stable low number of cases. But he warns with that and with new variants, it will still come with the occasional spike. And with spikes like we have right now, we may need to grow accustomed to added protections like masks until those highs drop back down to lows.
Naomi, thank you. As COVID numbers begin to decrease, some experts are asking, when can kids stop wearing masks in school?
A number of op-eds in national news outlets this week are asking the same question. News 3 Now this morning spoke to UW professor A.J. Setti on the topic.
You know, after every wave, there are calls for removing those mandates. I would say that, you know, masks aren't going to be useful if they're not being worn properly. So not having a mandate, you know, has a lot of merit to it if they're not being used. On the other hand, it makes sense to wear a mask to block transmission. It does work when kids wear it properly, but young kids have a hard time doing that. And then there's effects of mask use in general. So I appreciate the argument. It's very difficult to know what to exactly do.
The CDC recommends universal masking for kids ages 2 and up, but the World Health Organization does not. It recommends against masking kids under 6 because the age group is at low risk of illness, and oftentimes kids don't wear the masks properly. You can hear the full conversation with Dr. Setti on channel3000.com. We now know of at least 5 cases of the Omicron subvariant BA2 having been reported in Wisconsin. Wisconsin. One of those is in Dane County, but state leaders say don't worry. BA2 is very similar to the original Omicron variant, meaning that symptoms tend to be mild. While the subvariant does transmit faster than the original, scientists say vaccinated and boosted people still have about the same protection against it.
70 National Guard members who completed the Certified Nursing Assistant program at Madison College are now assigned to healthcare facilities around Wisconsin. The governor's office says they'll help out in our area at facilities in Mineral Point, Waunakee, and Wisconsin Dells. They joined 50 others who were already working at long-term care facilities. The effort will increase capacity and add bed space in response to the Omicron surge and also to staffing shortages.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulti is on the weather patio. Gary?
We have the sunshine back today, but it didn't help temperatures very much. It's still pretty cold out here. As we check out visible cloud track, we've had just a few thin clouds overhead, but for the most part, we had much more sunshine today than we had yesterday, as the second part of that major winter storm continues to our south and east across Indiana and Michigan and far eastern Illinois. But right now, other than some lake effect snows in far eastern portions of Racine and Kenosha counties, southern Wisconsin is precipitation free. Last night here in Madison, we dropped to 1 above 0, but to our north and west, temperatures were below 0, and high temperatures so far have only made it into the lower to middle teens. A few places out like toward the La Crosse area haven't even gotten to 10 degrees. And right now, temperatures are right around 10. In fact, Madison exactly at 10, while Janesville's still at 13. You factor in the winds, though, and it feels like it's about 4 below 0 here in town. So by tomorrow morning, we should be down to about 4 below 0 with wind chills perhaps as cold as 20 below 0 in some spots. Tomorrow's high temperature at 19. We'll see more clouds and maybe a few afternoon flurries. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes not so cold temperatures as we head through next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the woman who died in a hit-and-run crash on Madison's east side. 65-year-old Barbara Olson of Madison died 2 days after the crash. The incident happened at the intersection of Milwaukee Street and Stoughton Road last Saturday. A 28-year-old man has yet to be charged for the crash after fleeing the scene and arming himself in a nearby home. He is currently being held in the Dane County Jail.
A pretrial hearing was held today for 2 Mineral Point women charged with party to first-degree homicide in the death of a 13-year-old who was in their care. Alexis Berry and her mother, Lori Berry, were caring for Selah Caden when the girl died in 2018. The girl's parents, who live in North Carolina, sent her to live in Mineral Point with the Berrys after the girl had some behavioral problems. The Cadens and Berrys had previously become close when the two families lived in Madison. The Berrys' trial is expected to start April 28th. A couple of new parents may not be able to always see their newborn daughter in person, but they are grateful to always see her in another way. Kirsten Steinke's daughter, Morgan, was born 3 months premature in January, and she's been in the SSM St. Mary's NICU since birth. Kirsten and her husband are able to see their daughter just about any time they want through the St. Mary's Angel Eye technology. There's no audio, but the video camera provides a high-quality live stream of baby Morgan, allowing her parents and family members to check in whenever they want from anywhere.
Knowing that we needed that, but feeling the angst of leaving our daughter was a really tough challenge for us to balance. And we are extremely grateful, not only to know that she's in great care, but that when we leave, we still are able to not interact with her, but feel like we are a part of her care.
SSM has had Angel Eye for about 5 years, but just upgraded the technology with a better camera that doesn't require wheeling in a separate cart anytime it's needed. Nurses say mothers who pump while using the Angel Eye from home actually produce more milk.
President Biden says the leader of the Islamic State blew himself up during an overnight raid by U.S. Special Forces in Syria. U.S. forces moved in on a house in the eastern part of the country late last night. The Pentagon says 7 people were killed during the raid, including 3 children. President Biden and members of his national security team watched a live feed of the operation from the White House Situation Room.
Last night's operation took a major terrorist leader off the battlefield, and it sent a strong message to terrorists around the world. We will come after you and find you.
The operation came as ISIS was launching a resurgence, including an attack on a prison camp last month. President Biden unveiled more steps to crack down on illegal guns that are flooding the East Coast, an effort to control the surge of gun violence that has claimed lives across the country.
He brought the plan to New York City, where the mayor is facing a deadly crime wave. Michael George has the story.
Government and the Congress.
President Biden arrived at New York's police headquarters, a department badly shaken by recent gun violence.
It's hard as hell, you all know it, to lose a colleague, to lose a son, a daughter, a husband, wife.
This week, the NYPD mourned another young officer, one of two shot in the line of duty in Harlem. Mayor Eric Adams has called on the federal government for help in the battle against crime.
It is New Yorkers against the killers, and we will not lose. We will protect our city.
President Biden's visit comes amid deepening national concern over public safety and attacks on police. Nationwide, 5 officers have been killed by gunfire so far this year, and about 30 wounded.
The answer is not to defund the police. It's to give you the tools, the training, the funding, to be partners, to be protectors.
The administration's plan includes a crackdown on what's known as the Iron Pipeline. That's the flow of illegal guns transported up the East Coast. It also promises stricter action against untraceable homemade weapons known as ghost guns.
You can buy a box of firearms parts and you can assemble those firearms together. And I've seen videos on YouTube where you can see people doing it in record time, 20, 23 minutes.
With gun control legislation difficult to pass, the president is promising to be a strong partner for local law enforcement. That includes investing in communities to address the causes of crime before it erupts into violence. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And still ahead at 5, a wild police chase through Milwaukee's north side ends with a massive collision.
It was all captured on security camera footage, the devastation left behind and what triggered the pursuit. And later, many people fear them, but sharks may hold the key to treatments for cancer and even COVID. We'll tell you about the groundbreaking research happening at the UW School of Medicine coming up tonight at 6.
And the markets give back a big chunk of the week's gains. The Dow tumbling more than 518 points. The Nasdaq falls 539 and the S&P down 112. We'll be right back.
Give any room in your home a stunning new look and feel with Palisade wall planks from Menards. These easy-to-install waterproof planks require no mortar and have a natural wood grain or tile look, making them ideal for bathrooms, kitchens, and laundry rooms. They can be installed over concrete, plywood, drywall, and even existing tile. Save big money on your next home improvement project with Palisade wall planks now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty self-adjusting foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it. It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special. Order this Valentine's Day and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
Wisconsin issues new information on the Omicron subvariant, what they had to say, including guidelines on distancing and masking.
Also, a take on whether area schools should consider getting rid of the mask requirement. Tonight at 6.
She swam to fight cancer.
With the statistics, it's amazing that I'm still here.
Now 4 new swimmers join her fight. Susan Simon takes you inside a groundbreaking UW study.
It's going to be very promising.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Security footage from a Milwaukee car dealership shows the moment a police pursuit ended with 8 cars being totaled yesterday afternoon. Police spotted a Jeep Grand Cherokee that had been taken during an armed robbery. The 17-year-old driver ran a red light and hit another vehicle. 5 people were treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say a gun was also recovered from the suspect. Well, do you buy Wishbone salad dressing? You might want to check your refrigerator because the company is issuing a recall. ConAgra Brands is issuing a recall for Wishbone Chunky Blue Cheese and Thousand Island salad dressings. Both contain egg, which is not stated on the product label. The FDA says people who are allergic to eggs risk serious or potentially life-threatening allergic reactions. There are no reports of illness or injuries so far. ConAgra is working to remove the dressings from store shelves. Meanwhile, 2 people have died due to a listeria outbreak linked to Dole packaged salads. The outbreak has also sickened 17 people and resulted in 13 hospitalizations across 13 states. The recall began at the end of December. It affects products with the best if used by dates from November 30th of 2021 through January 9th of this year. The CDC says you should throw away or return the products and clean any surfaces that came into contact with them.
A massive winter storm continues to pummel much of the country today, with at least 5,800 flights already canceled. Daryl Forges has the details.
A train crushing a car stuck on snowy tracks. The driver escaping without injuries, according to police. A truck sliding off the road and flipping into a creek. Another jackknife on the side of the road. These are the scenes on roadways across a 2,000-mile stretch of the U.S. as a winter storm pummels more than 24 states.
You just got to stay cautious. You know, it's pretty bad, obviously. Just drive slow, take your time.
The dangerous weather grinding travel to a halt.
Looking forward to it. Heading to the airport this afternoon, which who knows if I'll get where I'm trying to go.
As the storm system pushes farther east, forecasters say it will deliver a frigid mix of hazards.
We are dealing with one of the most significant icing events that we've had in the state of Texas in at least several decades.
In Texas, the storm will test the state's power grid, which suffered catastrophic outages last February.
At the expected peak demand, there should be about 10,000 megawatts of extra power capacity.
Governor Greg Abbott says that is enough surplus to power about 2 million homes, though tens of thousands are already without power. In Detroit, Michigan, I'm Daryl Forges.
Meanwhile, a tornado watch is also in place for parts of Alabama and Mississippi. Well, let's get a look at our certified most accurate weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with our forecast. Gary?
Well, we've been watching that winter storm down to our south, but we've just been sitting this out other than dealing with the cold. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for bitterly cold weather the next couple of nights with temperatures dropping below 0 and wind chills at times as cold as 15 to 20 below 0. We'll see a few flurries tomorrow afternoon, but that should not amount to very much. And then we're seeing temperatures back in the 30s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, although temperatures should be back closer to normal for next weekend. Last night here in Madison, we dropped to just above 0 with a 1-degree low temperature, but to the north and west, temperatures were well below 0, single digits, teens below 0, and then 20s and 30s below 0 across the northern half of Minnesota. Current temperatures are right around 10 in much of southern Wisconsin, already in the single digits to the north and west of Madison. And you can see much of northern and central Minnesota back in eastern North Dakota already below 0, where wind chills are down to about 15 to 25 or 30 degrees below 0. They could see wind chills tonight as cold as 40 below 0 up there. Now, as we look at Doppler track, right now most of Wisconsin is free of precipitation, but notice the lake effect snow band that developed across Lake Michigan and the winds are just right to bring it onshore into parts of Racine and Kenosha counties. They could get a couple of inches of snow there. Meantime, the last part of the major winter storm continues across parts of Indiana and now moving into Ohio. But we have not had as much snow as we normally have this winter. In fact, here in Madison, we're down over a foot of snow compared to normal, and that's helping to make the drought worse. In fact, the latest U.S. Drought Monitor released today, and that takes into account information through Tuesday, now shows severe drought conditions north of Madison, continuing across southeastern Wisconsin, moderate drought conditions through much of the rest of southern Wisconsin, and abnormally dry conditions over southwestern and northeastern portions of the state. Now, we'll widen out the view, and you can see still severe to extreme to exceptional drought conditions developing over parts of the plains. And while we don't get as much precipitation, obviously, at this time of year, if we don't have a lot of snow on the ground, that doesn't lead to a lot of melting of the snow, and that could lead to more drought conditions heading into the spring. Now, notice this latest winter storm has brought a lot of snow down to the south, so there's more snow on the ground in St. Louis and central Illinois than there is here in southern Wisconsin. But what this means, having this widespread area of snow to the south, is even now when we get southerly winds, those winds are going to be tempered somewhat because they're going to be cooled by the snow on the ground, so we can't warm up as much as possible compared to what we were earlier in the winter. So that might keep our temperatures colder a bit, or at least from getting as mild over the next couple of weeks until that snow to the south starts to melt. Tonight, look for a low of 4 below zero with wind chills perhaps as cold as 15 to 20 below zero. Tomorrow, 19 for a high. It'll become cloudy and perhaps a few flurries developing in the afternoon. 7 to 10 day forecast. Look for a low of 1 below zero with wind chills to 15 below zero Saturday morning and a high of 20. We're back up to 28 on Sunday. A brief drop in temperatures Monday, and then highs in the middle 30s for Tuesday and Wednesday before a weather system brings us a chance for some flurries or maybe even some light snow from Thursday night into Friday morning of next week, and then temperatures back to around or even slightly below normal toward the end of next weekend. As we check out first warn traffic, got a problem on the Beltline right now. This is the view of the Beltline at Park Street. There was an accident in the westbound lane. Looks like most of that has been pushed over to the side. Now there's 2 lanes open in the eastbound direction. Before there was only 1 lane open. So you can see delays now on the eastbound Beltline as far back as Verona Road. Westbound Beltline, we're seeing delays from Park Street all the way over to around John Nolan Drive. Travel times are elevated both ways on the Beltline. About a half-hour trip on the westbound Beltline and a 22-minute trip on the eastbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison, a quick trip from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990, Middleton to Sauk City, no problems on US 12, downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's a normal 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. Coming up next, experts are warning social media users of cryptocurrency scams. Find out how you can protect yourself when we return.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Madison. 1 weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
So this Valentine's Day, if you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes or an hour, and start using the PowerSwab's 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. PowerSwabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. So this Valentine's Day, order PowerSwabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Get a free PowerSwabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray. Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best Musical is back, featuring songs that are fresh, winning, and tuneful. Come see the mega hit about a girl from 1960s Baltimore, me, who dares to dream big and changes the world. Don't miss the warm-hearted musical comedy, Hairspray.
At Overture Center, February 22nd through 27th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Social media users are increasingly becoming the targets of hackers.
Experts say cryptocurrency scams have skyrocketed during the pandemic. Laura Podesta explains how to protect yourself.
24-year-old Mary Peplin says she thought she was messaging a friend from high school on Instagram. She shared her phone number and clicked on a link, but she says it turned out to be a scam.
I started getting messages and phone calls from friends and family asking me, hey, Mary, are you on your Instagram right now, asking me for money. I think I had a panic attack. I was mortified. I was crying, I was upset, I did not know what to do.
Cryptocurrency scams have skyrocketed during the pandemic. The Federal Trade Commission estimates that since October 2020, people ages 20 to 49 were 5 times more likely to lose money in these online investment scams.
You want to trust your gut. If you have a bad feeling about someone you're talking to on the internet, you want to listen to those instincts.
Consumer Reports technology writer Thomas Germain says other steps you can take include not responding if it's someone you don't know. Check before you click on a link and limit Venmo or Cash App payments to friends only. Peplin called her experience traumatizing.
I was being treated differently by my peers because they thought, I'm either a scammer or I was dumb enough to get hacked.
She wants Instagram to do more to protect users like her. Instagram provided a statement that reads in part, "We have sophisticated measures in place to stop bad actors in their tracks before they gain access to accounts, as well as measures to help people recover their accounts." The statement went on to say, "We know we can do more here, and we're working hard in both these areas to stop bad actors before they cause harm." Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
And tech experts also suggest using two-factor authentication to access your accounts.
A final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
We're all family at Furniture and Appliance Mart's Friends and Family event. Pay what friends and family do on top brands like Whirlpool, LG, and Frigidaire. Shop amazing doorbusters and no interest financing for 18 months at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside the Ashley Home Stores of Madison.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
We're 25 million prescriptions strong.
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're working up a sweat before coffee.
And saying no thanks to a Boston cream.
Jardiance is a once daily pill that can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease. So it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
We're on it.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
Do you want to create your dream home? Then you should attend the Madison Build, Remodel, and Landscape Show, where admission is free this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Make contacts, hire contractors, explore the best in kitchens, baths, and custom remodeling, windows, doors, and room additions. Whatever improvements your home needs, you'll find solutions at the Build, Remodel, and Landscape Show. Free admission this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only at the Monona Terrace Convention Center.
Some numbers are thrilling. Some impressive. Some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
Ashley Home Store's Friends and Family event is going on now. For a limited time, get up to 54% off doorbusters, plus take a bonus 15% off. And get interest-free financing for 18 months. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Well, check out this video. Some beautiful shots of the cold on Lake Superior. This is in Two Harbors, Minnesota today.
This morning, wind chills in the area reached 45 below zero. The extreme cold combined with the temperature of the lake created that haunting, steamy effect on the water.
Beautiful at a distance.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have very cold air over open waters. Obviously, if it was frozen, you wouldn't have that. Well, let's take a look at our temperatures around here. Right now, they are in the single digits above zero, with wind chills in the single digits below zero.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.